League One predictions, round 36. And welcome back to Very Biased Opinions and our coverage of the League One. This time it is match day 36. So many teams to highlight, so many games to talk about. If you don't want to hear all of the magic, please look below for the timestamps. If not, go to Grandstand Betters. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying words that seem synonymous with our channel at this point. So please, Ian, lead me into the first match.
Crisis Club Ipswich Town versus top of the league, Coventry City.
Wow, Coventry City. Wow. A fantastic result against Sunderland, 1-0, following a 1-1 draw with Rotherham. Rotherham have fallen behind. I think they drew last week, didn't they? And, you know, it's all going the right way for the Sky Blues right now. They are in fantastic form. Ian, have Ipswich sacked their manager yet?
Not yet, and I don't think they will, but I'll get to that when I'll talk about Ipswich a little bit in just a second.
So I'll just quickly finish talking about Coventry. Their run of form in the last 3 months has been nothing short of sensational. They've kind of pulled a Rotherham, but they pulled a Rotherham about a month after Rotherham pulled a Rotherham, and they've just been able to shoot past them. The league leaders of this table seem to always do the same thing, where they go on these astounding unbeaten runs with a ton of wins. That's what Coventry have done. They've put themselves easily in with a shout for a promotion place. They're now 5 points clear of third place Portsmouth. They've been awesome this year, and against Ipswich, who are in complete disarray right now, you feel they're going to win again. They're not the highest scorers in the league by any amount. I mean, both Rotherham and Portsmouth and Oxford and Peterborough, Doncaster have outscored them this year. But they don't concede goals, and they just grind out results, be it a win or a draw. I've got them winning here 2-0.
Yeah, I actually think if Coventry had, like how Oxford have got like a Matty Taylor, I think Coventry would be even further ahead this season. It's been one of their biggest things is the fact that they play good football, just haven't been able to get the goals that backs their football up. Ipswich Town, what is happening to your season? I mean, you went down 2-1 to Blackpool, for God's sake. And that is 2 wins in a row to Blackpool, so well done to them. But my goodness, this was a poor result. But the thing is, they've only just given Paul Lambert a new contract in the last couple of months. So they're kind of a bit tied in now with him until the end of the season. I don't think they've really got the money to really want to pay him off after giving him a contract. But it is really worryingly bad. Yes, they haven't had Norwood for a few games now, and they're really suffering for that. Jackson got sent off against Oxford, so he's been missing. He'll be missing for this game as well. So in front of goal, they're really looking quite toothless at the moment. Still playing all right, but I really can't see them winning this one. I'm backing Coventry as well. I think it's going to be 2-1 Coventry.
AFC Wimbledon versus Bolton Wanderers.
And I need to be right, Thomas. I need to be right because I'm falling behind you again. I'm 3 points behind you now again in predictions.
Buckets.
And it's backing teams like Bolton Wanderers as to why this has happened. I'm not going to do it again. AFC Wimbledon had a really good result against Gillingham. Football's a really weird thing, isn't it? Like Gillingham were on a really good unbeaten run.
Yeah.
The last side to actually beat them was AFC Wimbledon. And they're the side to end their run this time round as well. But a really, really good result for them. Bolton, yeah, it's just floundering towards the end of the season. It's just everybody's just accepted they're going to go down. Yeah. And really, Wimbledon, I hope they enjoyed that victory last weekend. So when they move to Milton Keynes Dons, they'll have something to remember. But Wimbledon will win this. Wimbledon will win this 1-0.
Well, Ian, I hate to say it, but I'm copying you. I don't trust Wimbledon to win by any more than that. Bolton are down. They either lose or draw, and I think they're going to lose this 1-0.
Oh, name redacted versus Blackpool.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Joey Barton is serving a touchline ban for this game.
Yes.
Yes, I believe.
He knifed someone in the street.
Yeah, I heard he stole some candy off a child, then hit him in the head with it and urinated when they hit the ground. I don't know. It's the Joey Barton rumors they abound.
Either way, it's just a slap on the wrist.
Joey Barton, it seems like no matter how many times he's done for inappropriate behavior, the league never takes a strong stance, probably because they're afraid of what he'll do to them. That being said, this Fleetwood team are 2 points off promotion, and Blackpool, despite winning 2 in a row, have been an absolute nightmare of a team this year. It's possible they could put together a run, but they're currently 13 points behind the playoffs, which is Oxford, by the way. I think Fleetwood are going to win this. It hurts my soul. I can't back Blackpool. Fleetwood 2-1.
Yeah, Fleetwood had their game postponed at the weekend because basically no one wants to play them. We just talked about Blackpool, how they had that great result against Ipswich, 2 wins in a row. They've appointed a manager finally. Neil Critchley is their new manager. And this one, don't underestimate the fact this is a pretty big derby now these days for these two clubs. And I think Blackpool good enough to get a share of the spoils, Thomas. I'm going to go for Fleetwood Town 1, Blackpool Rovers 1.
And this is why I'm winning 18-15.
Yes, and the fact I called them Blackpool Rovers.
Ooh, I do like the Rover Car Factory, though. Accrington Stanley versus Tranmere Rovers.
Now, there's something interesting you usually say about Tranmere.
Well, I believe Tranmere are the third best team in Liverpool.
Have a quick recalculation, because Liverpool did lose.
Oh no, they're only the second worst team! Ah!
So Tranmere had their game postponed at the weekend, but they did get a very important win midweek recently as well, which has really sort of kept them in the hunt. And it's actually like one of the sides that's looking that they might catch is my beloved Rochdale, but we'll get to them shortly. Accrington, what can you say? They've been really good this season. They got beaten by Oxford, but everybody loses to Oxford because they're amazing. And I think that Accrington will win this one. I think Tranmere need it, but Accrington will get it. 2-1 Accrington.
You know what sucks is that when I'm normally ahead by a couple matches in this, I go a bit rogue. But this week, I'm not going to do that because I've already sacrificed a 7-point lead. I can't throw away now a 3-thing lead. So I am pulling for an Accrington 1-0 win. But something just makes me think this Tranmere side might just grab something out of this game. I don't know what. In fact, you know what? It's a 1-1 draw. It's a 1-1 draw. They're 7 points off the bottom of the table right now. If they're going to get results, it's got to come now. They won last week. They're on form. And I think that the third best club in the north of England in a city called Liverpool will draw a match 1-0.
You've gone Rouget.
I've gone totally Rouget after saying I categorically would not go Rouget.
Sunderland versus Gillingham.
Well, Sunderland are smarting from a loss against top of the table Coventry City. Despite that, they've won a host of games and drawn a couple around it. They are on very good form. They also, though, like Coventry, are not one of the highest scorers in the league, but they do not concede a huge amount. In fact, their favourite scoreline, as you know, Ian, is
5-3.
That is exactly right, 5-3. And they come up right now against the Gillingham side, who were on a really good run of form until the loss. Who were they playing? We just said this.
They lost to AFC Wimbledon, Tom.
Yeah, out of absolutely nowhere. But they were on a really good run of form. And you know what? I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw. I like Sunderland, but one of Sunderland or Portsmouth must always be making mistakes. And I feel this week it will be Sunderland.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this one as well. I can't look beyond a draw either. I just can't.
No.
I just can't. I just can't. Sunderland have improved a lot lately. And as you said, one of these things has been their ability to keep clean sheets. Mm-hmm. And they went 1-0. There was a crappy goal. They lost to Coventry as well, by the way, early in the game. And they just couldn't get back into it. So I'm going to back Sunderland. I'm going to keep the faith with the Mackhams. I think they will overcome Gillingham, and I think they'll do it by a 1-0.
Ian's beloved favourite club, Rochdale, hosting second in the league, Rotherham.
Oh, woe is me, woe is me. I have one of my clubs flying high and the other one flying so low and sinking down towards... Huh?
So Newcastle aren't doing that well.
And sinking down towards that relegation zone. Thank goodness Tranmere have still got that little bit of a cushion, because Rochdale actually haven't been playing that badly, but just don't seem to be able to get results. They were all right against Pompey and then end up with a 3-0 defeat. Yeah, and this is not the game you want to go into, a very smarting and hurting Rotherham side who are fantastic away from home. Thomas, I can't back them. I can't back Rochdale. By the way, I'm just going to say one thing because I'm sure you haven't seen it. Check out the equaliser for MK Dons against Rotherham. It was freaking amazing. Reece Healy, superb individual goal. But this one's going to be Rotherham to win this one. I think they're going to win 3-0.
That's fair. I'll go 4. Why not? Just not to copy you. Everything you said. Rochdale are lucky that Tranmere is so far below them. Equally, Rotherham have been incredible. That sounds like a wonder goal is what it took for them to not win last week. And they've been really good against these lower sides, and they've banged the goals in against them. I mean, they are now the second highest scorers in the league behind only Peterborough, so their goals will be scored. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for following, liking, subscribing, and doing all the lovely things to our channel. Please, if you have subscribed already, please check you're still subscribed. YouTube hates us, specifically us, no other channel. No, every channel hates every channel. And it takes subscribers away because it finds it funny, but it hurts our soul. And every time we lose a subscriber, Ian beats me. So please, save Thomas Pickering. There's bruises all over my body. Equally, look below.
Weightlifting belt.
Equally, look below. We have time-stamped all the games. If you don't like the waffling, you can skip it, but I think the waffling's great. It's taken me years to develop this sort of tone. So, and Ian, I mean, look at that.
It's us.
He is the stats man.
It's our uniqueness.
If you are sick of hearing random predictions, which in League One genuinely never come true, then please visit Grandstand Bettors. These guys are paid to do this for a living, and they are better than us. It pains me. In Premier League, we may be able to challenge them, but in League One, my God, this league is insane. Honestly, Ian, nothing we ever think's happened will happen until this week. And without further ado, we're gilding the lily. I'm not even going to ask Ian because I want to lead into this because it's Southend United hosting the Bristol Rover Car Factory.
Southend gave Oxford a really close game and did not deserve to lose that match. Oxford was one of those ones where Oxford inexplicably were really poor, but Southend were actually pretty good.
How many goals do you think Southend have conceded this year?
Or 80?
84.
Yeah. Make matters worse, it seems to go from bad to worse for Southend. They've been given a transfer embargo as well, leading into next season. That got announced in today. So it's looking like it's going to get worse before it's going to get better. And as always, it's the fans who suffer. They brought 500 fans to Oxford at the weekend. I thought that was such a good effort, considering all the crap they've had to put up with this season. A really, really good display by their fans, showing that they are still behind the club. Bristol Rovers, what's going wrong? They're even losing games at home where they used to be really strong, and they even lost to freaking Shrewsbury. What the hell? So, what can you do? What can you do? I think you have to go for a draw. 1-1.
Yeah, because you've gone 1-1, I'll go 0-0. Just keep in mind, because we've said this, it's going to be like a 4-3 victory to Rovers or something. But it's a draw. Both these sides are having a terrible time. For the first time this year, I'm starting to feel bad for Southend fans. I'm also incapable of understanding how football rules, when a team falls on hard times, they should be financially punished and performance. The entire system is just built for you to drop further down the pyramid, not improve.
Thomas, you might be depressed, but this will cheer you right up because it's Peterborough United versus Portsmouth.
I mean, this is a huge match. Peterborough were leading the league, I think, at one point, or pretty close behind Wickham, and they have just slowly dropped down. They've then hit form again, come back up to the playoff places, but Oxford have jumped over them now. It's a difference of a point into the playoffs. They're only actually 3 points behind Portsmouth. They are scoring goals for fun. They also don't concede many goals. They're probably one of the better teams at defending. No, they're not. I lied. I'm now looking at conceded. They also ship lots of goals. They like to play free, open football. They like the scoreline to be large. Ivan Toney is my favorite player, therefore I cannot back this Portsmouth side to win a match. I love Ivan Toney. Anyone who plays the offside trap when it doesn't exist on a goal kick gets the 2 thumbs up from me. I've got Peterborough to win here. I think it's going to be close, but I think Peterborough are going to beat Portsmouth 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Burton do, isn't it? They just get results, and that's what they did against Peterborough. They just... Oh,
right.
Yes, I'm leading you. You don't have to do that face. I know what I'm talking about when I come to this league. Who are we talking about again?
Lincoln.
Ah, good. Yeah, so I mean, you'd look at it and you'd say, yeah, it's a game Peterborough should look to win, but Burton are a really tough side to play against. Pompey, hopefully they'd have beaten Arsenal. Well, I don't really care if they beat them or they don't really. But yeah, you've already summed it all up. Both sides great form, both should be a very entertaining game. I am backing Peterborough as well. I think they'll win 2-1.
No matter what happens, at least 3 goals. Oh, yeah. I now have to talk about one of the worst cities in the world. Because Lincoln City, can't even believe they're a city, are hosting Burton Albion.
Well, I don't really have a lot to say about this one, really. It's two sides that are kind of mid-table-ish. I'm just going to sit here in silence for a minute just to fill the quota of time.
And we filled the quota. Pick something.
2-1 Lincoln.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the inverse. So you've got 2-1 Lincoln. I've got 2-1 Burton Albion. Oh, I've just given you the same score as me. I can't possibly see anything exciting happening in this game. Lincoln, I think, will be good next year, but this year they're too up and down. One match you're singing Appleton's praises, the next match you're wondering what the hell happened. 2-1 to Albion.
Milton Keynes Dons versus Doncaster Rovers, all bells.
My Doncaster Bells thing has, I still call them the Bells, but I won't go into massive conversations about that. Somehow they keep clawing their way up to almost the playoff places, and they get to about 7th or 8th, and then they drop back down. MK Dons are a garbage football side that I have no idea why we allow them to play football, and I find it so funny that them and Wimbledon have basically sat together for the entire season. I don't know what that says about either club, but I don't like it, and I don't like them. So I'm going to go with Doncaster to win this one 2-0.
Well, I will just say again, that was a really good result they had against Rotherham. They played really well, and again, please go check out that goal that they scored because it was a really good strike by Reece Healey. Doncaster arguably produced the result of the weekend, beating Wickham by 3-1. And that's what Doncaster have done. They've beaten most of the top sides at home this season. They've been really good at the keep moat. Which I don't understand why, because it's pretty much like an empty shell of a stadium. It's like half full, but they seem to churn out results there. And that's why I think they'll enjoy going down to Milton Keynes Dons, because it's also a half full shell of a stadium. And it will be Milton Keynes Dons 1, Doncaster Rovers 3. Well, it's time to roll round to the main event once again, and we have to introduce a side that are back.
It's Shrewsbury Town versus Oxford Utd.
Yes, so a horror show of a February, and thank God February is over, because this doing reviews Tuesday, Saturday was killing me. So I'm really glad Oxford have got back into a more comfortable schedule of just playing a nice and easy 4 games in March. The first of which is against Shrewsbury Town. Let's just say Oxford ended up in February with 4 wins in a row to get themselves back into the playoffs. Above all else, what a fantastic job Carl Robinson has done. He has taken all the bad news and all the crap that was there at the start of the month, and now he's turned it absolutely right around. The side's playing well again. We've got goals in the side in Matt Taylor, who, if he goes down injured, we might as well just wave a white flag right now, because his goals have been priceless. We were crap against Southend, really bad, but we found a way to win, and when you do that, it kind of washes the negatives away. And believe me, Tom, there were negatives. If you were following Oxford on Twitter by about the 70th minute mark, they were all out saying we're not good enough, we're crap. I've always said we're not good enough for the playoffs.
Robinson out.
It's like unbelievable. But yes, they came up with a late goal and they got the winner. This one was 0-0 at the Kassam Stadium, and it was a pretty god-awful game. Shrewsbury don't really like to play much football. I think they've won 2 games in a row, though, to be fair to them. But Oxford can win it. Of course they can. 2-0 to the Yellows.
Yeah, before I go into my diatribe, I'm going to go with Oxford 2-0 as well. This is a game Oxford need to win, but they probably will win, if we're being totally honest. Carl Robinson, I think, has had his first shot across the bows of ownership with that Blackpool link. We've talked about it. I don't know if we've done it on air, but there's no way that approach was made without his agent warning him beforehand and them mildly pushing Blackpool on, going, no, do that. His statement afterwards about investing in the squad, etc., is a clear show of back me or I'll just go. He's done it before. Yeah. He'll do it again.
Well, they are apparently going to have talks this week about what the transfer policy is going to be moving forward.
But what he's done at Oxford, like, I'm not trying to wax lyrical for no reason. It's almost magical the season they're having. Like, their ability to win games, to gut out results, to keep scoring with a team that I don't know where the goals are coming from half the time. But they've got Taylor and Henry. Is that what you're going to say?
I wasn't going to say that. I was literally going to say, out of the sides in League One, I think that Coventry and Oxford, head and shoulders, play the best football.
Yeah. I think Oxford's biggest problem is if they don't go up with this team, they have quite a few loan players, and they keep having to build their team on loan players. And I've heard some people talk about, well, Fosu and Baptiste left, but they bring in 4 loan players. That doesn't mean shit, unfortunately, because permanent contracted starting players leave, and you're replacing them with loanees. It's not a model for success. But the Oxford United product right now is bang on point. Even if they were to lose a game, you still back them to at least be challenging for a playoff place. A win puts them within 2 of Rotherham. Just to put this into perspective, they are still well in the hunt of everything. I also think this could be the sort of week where Oxford win and Portsmouth don't, and all of a sudden Oxford jump over Portsmouth. But those 4 playoff places have been like this for the last couple of weeks. Wickham are the only team, I think, that we've seen steadily dropping out of the, automatic promotion to playoff.
The final game in March is Oxford versus Portsmouth.
And that's going to be a huge game. It's going to be an absolutely huge game. And I don't know. I'm enjoying this Oxford side. I've been actually sending you voice notes to put in your videos because I've been enjoying following their season and what they've done. And it's probably the first time of living in this city for 11 years where I've gone, good team. I like this team. I like watching them. Thank you for watching. I'm so sorry you've had to listen to me, but Ian has had a couple nuggets of wisdom in there. And the only thing left to say is if you came here looking for detailed football analysis, probably in the wrong place.